few different topics here. Most recently, how to add a page blueprint. We're going to cover now editing content on a page that's already built out, that already has content. Pretty straightforward. Again, it all depends on what you're trying to do, what the request is from the client or the OEM. But let's just pick a page here. Playing around with this practice site here, which is a beautiful thing of which you can't mess anything up because they're practice sites. So we have here on Walt's lease specials page. Check out our specials. Editing the content. This is your toolbar here to edit content. Edit content or add content. I'm covering more editing it, but this is your toolbar to add or edit content. This is where you're going to get a new block if you need to add a new block to drop an image or more text or whatever it is you need to add an iframe or something in an HTML block, for example. This is to add a text block. This is to add an iframe, to add a video, which are YouTube videos. Add a ticker widget. I can admit I've never used that in my couple of years here. Add an image. Let's do that. Your existing images are going for the entire site are all going to be listed here. Once you go to add an image, the site has multiple directories containing assets. You can find the drop down here as well. You can also upload an image, just say for your desktop or a different file on your computer. Click here to upload, find it on your computer and upload it there. So I'm just going to add this one, drop it right in here. When you add an image, you're automatically prompted with this image settings box, which you can, from here, the only thing that's a big deal here is the alt text, which is the SEO text. You have to add that. But you also have the option here to link your image to any page on the website or to a page off the website. Say they want to link they have a specials image and they want to link it to the OEM's main site that'll list like all of the national specials or something. Whatever the URL is, you can put it here. If it's a URL on the site, you hit this drop down and you can find the page on the site that you wish to link it to. Here's your option to edit your targets, whether you want your link to open in the same window or a new window, etc. So this is where you would edit your images as well, of course. Style here, this section is used to add any spacing if you need to do so. Typically it's, on average, it all depends on how it looks, but it's really about cleaning up the page. As an example here, I'll show you. Let me show you the page first and then show you. Here's where you would also add your classes if you want to center the image or what have you. So I've added the alt text. Let me go ahead and save this. Move this guy out of the way. Okay. And then here's your local preview button, of course. So we want to take a look at the page before we save or publish anything. And this is our page here. Sorry, moving my little guy out the way here. So we want to exit the preview. Let's say we want to center our image now. So we want to always go here. This is your toolbar for editing your images. Same thing with your text. There's the toolbar there. Same thing with your block. Your image toolbar is going to have the option for the settings, to delete the image, to move the image around on the page, or to edit the image using a variety of tools, which in this particular case, we can change the orientation of it. We can crop it. We can resize it. Now, there are limitations with resizing it because it still has the dimensions are automatically updated. Let's say we want it taller, the height's going to, or wider, I should say, the height's going to automatically be updated with that. Any edits you make, you want to go ahead and save, and they'll be applied to the page here. We want to go to our settings, which automatically pop up when you add an image, say you want to center it. And the classes, there will be a full list of classes available in the wiki that you can look at here. So say we want to image it, center the image, say we want to add a lot of space for whatever reason between the image and the content, the text up top. So this is just an extreme case, but There's spacing added, which anywhere 0 to 100. And that's something that will be covered a little bit more in depth, but say we just added some spacing here, and let's take a look. As you see, there is a lot more white space here between our text and our image. Our image is also now centered. If we want to edit our text for any reason, you just want to highlight your text, and a new toolbar will pop up, a text toolbar, which much of this looks similar to like Word or something. Aligning left, centering, aligning right, bolding it, italicizing it, strike through, underline. It's to subscripts, superscripts, bullet points, to link it. Again, linking same as an image. Outside URL within the site, to certainly do that there. That's if it's an external link. If it's within the site, here's where you're going to see the drop down to add a link to an image, or excuse me, text. Forgive me. So that's editing your text. Again, all the classes and everything will be gone over more in depth. But that's editing a text, that's editing an image, editing content already on the site. If we want to move this text down so it's just above the image, we can do that. We want to go to the image settings and say reduce all that space we added. We can do that as well. And say we want to embolden and center our title. To center text, you really don't need to use these particular tools here. You simply want to go to the text settings, which would be text center. And again, all of the settings are available. The full list of settings are available on the wiki. So say we center our text. Let's take a look. You can always preview your edits. I do recommend, I highly recommend if you're working within Blueprint after, I mean, if it's an extended project, you've been in there 20 minutes or more, save your work where you are. Because Blueprint, and it's happened several times to me over my couple of years here, sometimes Blueprint just whacks out and your changes aren't saved, it won't publish, and that's resolved simply by logging out of Blueprint and logging back in, but it happens, you don't want it to happen to you. As you can see there, the text was centered and emboldened here. Sometimes we may need to, all right, we've got our text here right on top of our image, we want it side by side. So this is where we go to edit our blocks. You can delete a block, these are your block settings, edit the layout of the block, which is what we're going to do. There's also the option to clone a block, which, just to show you here, literally gives you the exact same block, just beneath it. Sometimes you got similar, sometimes the block layout is the same. You got an image next to text, and you need that to be the exact same, and you're simply just changing the edit of the image, or editing the text or the image in the new block. Go ahead and clone your block, save yourself some time with having to build a whole new block out. You can also schedule your block to run at a future date, or expire and come off of the page at a certain date. So say we want this to pop up on the 5th, and we want it to run through the 30th. Save it. That's now scheduled. So you won't see it on the site after you save and publish everything until the 5th, and it will automatically drop off at the end of the day on the 30th. So say content we're not scheduling out, as we said, we want to move the text to the left of the image. So we're going to edit our layout. These layouts show you exactly how the content is displayed on all size devices. You got your large desktops, your laptops, your tablets, your cell phones. In this case, we're just going to split this in two. And again, you can see how this will look on a different size device. We're working with desktop here, so let's go ahead and do this. Change your layout. Go ahead and save it. If you'll see here, our block is now split into two, but we still need to get our text and image side by side. So that's where we use this little arrow guide. We go ahead and drag it over right next to it. do a preview to check it out. Bam. You will notice the block that was scheduled is not here, and we simply have the block that we haven't scheduled out for a further date listed here, and now our text is side by side. If you wish to view the page for scheduled content, you have the option to do so. Your dates where things are scheduled are highlighted. We jump to the 5th, and boom, there's the content. Our content side by side. There's the block that we hid until a future date. So that's pretty much the basics of editing content here. Anything more advanced than that will probably be kicked to the ops team anyway. If there's more you want to know or any questions on anything I've covered, please reach out to anybody in the ops team. We can certainly help you out and get a little bit more in-depth into it. This was just a basic overview here. As I said, any questions, please reach out. Those are the basics of editing your content. Thank you.